It's Tuesday evening. I've got a croaky voice. I'm here at Abuelos. I've left Annie at home tonight. I've tried to do this vlog a couple of times today, so it ain't easy. So let's just start from the beginning. A long time ago, when Annie was young, she was in a house in Melita, staying with a woman as a foster child, and that's where she met Anthony, her brother. And her mother bequeathed the house to Anthony, and it was done on a handshake from a corporation or a company down in DAVAO Occidental. And so for the last 20 odd years, Annie and Anthony believe the property's theirs. However, it's not, because it's not registered. It doesn't have any land title, doesn't have any declaration, doesn't have any tax, doesn't have all the stuff you need to make a property and land yours. So about, I don't know, maybe a year ago, there were some inquiries made by Annie's brother to find out about registering the land. And of course, it's going to cost money. And of course, Anthony's mother and Annie's stepmother has passed away 15-20 years ago. So the land, which is 164 square meters, not big, they want to turn around and keep it because there's sentimental value, and there's family agreement and a family of ownership and promises that has been made to keep the land and not let the land go. Anyway, cut a long story short, Annie yesterday got a phone call from her brother to turn around and say that he'd visited the solicitors with Danny Melita, and he'd sold the land. Or let's put it a different way, he doesn't have any money, so he actually registered the land to be purchased by Connect, and a friend of his, school friend I believe, said she would help him out. Well, as we're finding out, or as Annie's finding out, don't trust those liars. This family are a bunch of cheats. Yeah, they're a bunch of scammers, and it will transpire. So what actually happened is they went to the solicitors. They did this contract to buy the land from Connect, which was 100,000 peso. But in that meeting was Anthony and this scammer, and the scammer owns half the land now, and Anthony has made a deal to sell the land in September. So Annie doesn't want to sell the land, but there's nothing she can do about it because she's not on the legal documentation. Now, the reason for this vlog is that Annie has so many sentimental values that it's really become upsetting for her, and she's getting lots of messages on her Facebook page from people that she knows in this town down in DAVAO Occidental. Turn around and saying, how could she do this, how could she do this, how could she do that, how could she do this, how could... And they're all turning around and saying it's not legal, it's not this, it's not that. Well, if you go to a solicitor and it gets drafted up as an absolute, then it's legal, okay? There's nothing you can do about it. So there's no point even trying to fight it or go down that route. However, what's actually transpired is that Annie has been talking to her brother about why he did it. Anyway, her brother, he's got the brain cells of an amoeba, has turned around and forwarded all the conversation, nice brother, to the scammer that he's in partnership with. Anyway, so the reason I'm doing this vlog is because Annie's miffed. She's lost 164 square meters of land. Her brother has sold the property and to this woman, and this woman's mother is now texting Annie, turning around and saying there's nothing you can actually do. So you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. So I just turned around and said to Annie, I said, well, there are things you can do, Annie, because the value of the land and the value of the property sits with you and sits with your brother. And if your brother's pulled the rug on you and sold it and moved on, which is what he's doing because her brother's based in Caggian d'Orio, I just turned around and said to Annie, I said, well, just report it to the tax office as grafting, because there are going to be 8 or 9 people evicted from this property who have been in there for 30 years. And then people are going to turn around and exchange money, i.e. the scammer and her mother and her father and her family, and who is threatening now, saying there's nothing you can turn around and do. Well, it's hard lines, isn't it? It's just, that's how life works. So I just said to Annie, I said, just take the paperwork, take the documentation, turn around and take the email to turn around and say that the land has been underdeclared, to turn around and get by the BIR and give it to the BIR. Let the people that have purchased it, that are trying to make a fast buck, deal with the BIR. The BIR are bigger than you. So I turned around and said to Annie, just give me the paperwork, I'll go down to the BIR and I'll report it. And just turn around and say, there we go, deal with it. Because the price is 50,000 peso for 164 square meters of land with a house. But Annie's still miffed, still upset. She can't understand why her brother did it.